Hello friends, it's Cassie and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I have a card using some stamp sets that I used yesterday and I wanted to use it again, just using a different color palette. So you're going to get to see this beauty again. This stamp set is called the Doodle Florals by Simon Hurley Create, and I am just in love with this stamp set. I also really love this stencil, and it's called Bubble Wrap. We're also going to be using an array of rainbow colors. We're using Bee Sting, Guppy, Sike, Clear Skies, Crown Me, Tropical Tango, and we're also going to bring in Woof as one of our neutral colors. That is what we're going to sponge through that really cool stencil. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with our stenciling. I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to use a little bit of purple tape to tack down my card base, or my card panel, just to let it stick a little bit onto my glass mat. And then I'm going to take a couple extra pieces and tack that down. I'm liking the purple tape because I can reuse it, but if you have a bunch of washi tape left over, I don't know if it's worth necessarily jumping on and buying more tape. I'm using it because I have it and it's in a little container and it works nicely, but I have so much washi tape that I'm probably going to bring some more of that out too. Alright, I just sponged it very, very lightly, mostly on the left-hand side. I didn't even touch that right-hand side. I wanted it to be very subtle, and I wanted it to fade out. So now we're going to do some stamping. I've decided I just want to pick one particular flower, and I'm going to make sure that it'll stamp on there 5 times. And so I'll start with the center color that I want to use, which is Sike, and I'm going to try to stamp that in the center. I figure if I do it that way and work my way out, at least that way it will be centered and maybe a little bit more even. My next color is Clear Skies. I'm trying to go for a rainbow, but obviously it doesn't look like one just yet. Next is Crown Me. So yeah, with those 3 colors on there, it is not saying rainbow. The next one is Guppy. And then our final one is Bee Sting on the top. And it still really doesn't look very, it looks sort of rainbowy, but we need some green. So this is where the Tropical Tango is going to come in, and I'm going to stamp out the leaves. So I'll just stamp those randomly around the outside. And if you watched yesterday's video, you noticed that I stamped the outline first, and here I'm stamping the solid image first. The reason I did that is because it's much, much easier for those images that would take more than one color to stamp the outline first and then stamp your colors on the inside. But for these, you could do it either way, honestly. So I stamped the leaf outline, and now I'm going to stamp the flower outline. And it's so cool. They line up so easily. If you didn't get a chance to watch yesterday's video, be sure to head back and check it out. There's a lot of versatility to this stamp set, and I know that I could probably just make a video a day. Wouldn't that be something? A video a day on one stamp set for like a week or more. Wouldn't that be something? There's a concept. Alright, for my sentiment, I have out some black cardstock. I am going to use my magic powder bag on that, and then I'm going to ink up my sentiment with some embossing ink, and then I'll stamp that down. And then I'll cover that with my Alabaster embossing powder by Brutus Monroe. And then I'm going to heat set that till that is smooth and melted. I did recently, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I did recently get a new heat gun. I got the Wow heat tool, and I'm pretty impressed with it so far. I like that it had 2 settings. You have a hotter setting and a cooler setting, because I do mixed media, so I like the idea of having a cooler setting as well. But I'm liking it so far. The last heat gun I had, I've had for over 18, 19 years. I think I got it from Stampin' Up! That many years ago, but it was finally going on the fritz. I'll trim down my sentiment, and then we'll get ready to start adhering our pieces. I have some Grout gray cardstock. This is by My Favorite Things, and I just think this gray is a really nice, very soft gray. Sidewalk by Brutus Monroe is another great one. So I'm going to trim down my panel because I do want some of that gray to be poking out of the side. So I'm just going to trim off 1/4 inch. So this will be 4 inches by 5.5 inches. So it will just leave a border on that left-hand side. And I'm trying to get my glue to come out, but this stuff just keeps clogging. So I'm going to give up here in a second because honestly. So I'll just grab out my trusty handy dandy Nuvo Deluxe glue. I love that glue. Probably one of my favorite liquid glues. And then I'll adhere that down to my card base. I'll put some foam tape on the back of my sentiment. You know, I didn't do the inside of this card. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't stamp anything on the inside. That's not to say I can't later, but I just didn't while making it. I'll tack down my sentiment. I kind of tried to line that up with my glass mat. And then as a final bit of embellishment, I'm going to grab out some Nuvo drops in the color mustard gold, and I'll just put those in the center of each of those flowers. Just add a little something to the flowers. And I'm not even going to tack those down. I'm just going to leave it as is. But that's going to finish off our card for today. This was a super quick and easy card. I wanted to show you guys a card that could be done in 5 to 10 minutes because I know my mojo sometimes leaves. But if you liked this video, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye, everybody.